It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll-free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Midday Show.
Wow.
Let me tell you, this chick here.
Wow.
So how you like that song?
I like that. We're aliens.
Guys all made fun of me. I put that song
We
together.
make fun of you a lot.
I put that song together, baby. And now it's going to be, we're remixing it because, I don't know, he put it in an alien language. You can't understand him.
We are aliens.
Yeah, so we're going to, and he's going to put other pieces together on it. So here we go. It's going to be fun.
Things to do. Sorry for our delay. We had some technical difficulties
No, we didn't.
in the studio that shall remain nameless.
Freddie blanked out all the commercials to the show.
Yes.
So, put them back. Do it again. Find a way. You know, it's funny. My partner, I used the letter partner, tells me about different things and different challenges, and she feels sometimes that things aren't happening. So I say to her, okay, let's see what happens. So I get in the boat. I make a big hole in the boat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and the water's coming into the boat. I said, okay, guys, what are you going to do now? And everybody jumped. Everybody's taking water out of the boat. They're putting films together. They're putting it all done. No problem. What's the problem? What are you worried about? Look at her face. Look at her. Look at her.
Nothing.
I just called. They're going to send us.
I just hope you enjoy your vacation.
They're going to send us a rack of.
I hope you enjoy your 5-day vacation tomorrow.
They're going to send us a rack of.
I really hope you enjoy.
They're going to send us
away for another 6 days.
They're going to send us the rack of commercials. They're going to put them in there. I had a chit chat with Nathan this morning.
Yeah.
And I was telling Nathan about what happened yesterday and everything and the reason I had to do what I had to do. And Nathan looks down and he's shaking his head. Because when you're working a board, when you're working multiple shows, you have very little time to make changes. Or you lose a show.
Correct.
Now, if I didn't do what I did yesterday, you wouldn't have any computer this morning. None. Zippo. So I'll trade that off for them to rebuild things. No problem. Jay's on this. She's all over it, like on white and rice. Should have seen Dawn's face. She was like,
I said nothing.
that OCD went into overdrive.
I said nothing.
That was funny.
See that? You pay back. Pay back on you, my friend.
Let me see the payment, Anderson. How you doing? And that don't even bother me no more. It used to bother me. Why is there an ISO on me? From where?
They learned how to manipulate the
everywhere.
cameras. There's not even a camera on you, which is funny.
It's
Anyway.
just crazy.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Wow. That's all I can say. We got a new book, COVID Murders, Frank A. Ruffolo's latest release. Woo-hoo! So we're going to be talking about that. Frank is with us for a short time today. We got.
What does this remind you of?
Biohazard.
Yes, like nuclear waste, isn't it? So every time I touch this book, I would have put 2 rubber gloves on this book because I'm afraid to open it and see the biomaterial.
But it's not COVID murders like you think. It's not that people died during COVID, but they died during COVID in a different way. So we're going to talk to Frank about that. Oh, interesting.
Are we giving these books away if they call in?
It's up to you if you want to.
Look, these are signed.
Beautiful. 888-994-4995. Studio A, we're going to get into all of that. We also have 388 gift cards to give away because join us on Monday nights at 388 from 5:30 to 7. We're going to be there with True Oldies Radio, which airs tomorrow night at 6:30 and doing all that good stuff.
See the flash signs?
I do. 888.
You know why?
Why?
I
388.
erased the commercial.
Wow. Did you?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Wonderful. Wonderful.
It's Monday though, right? Is it?
No, this Monday's Labor
Yes,
Day.
Sally. You meet us there this Monday. Make sure you meet us there.
No, we
this
won't be there this Monday. We'll be there the following Monday. And then we're working on putting a fundraiser together for AMP Media Futures Foundation for October 28th from 6 to 8 at 388. And hopefully we'll raise, I don't know,
10,000.
10,000
Yeah,
or
go-
38,000.
Oh, I know, about 50.
Why not just go with 38?
Why not 50?
38.8 or 388,000.
888,000.
Let's just go big. Why not?
$888.
Right.
With Dijon and all his guests from
Taylor?
what's it called Motown.
Motown.
Moments in Motown. Moments in Motown.
Yes.
I'm going to get all that in my brain. A lot of 8s, a lot of good stuff. You know, 8
good
is a
stuff.
powerful number.
It is.
And if you turn it sideways, you know what you got?
Sideways 8?
Infinity. Wow. Lots of stuff. We've got 2 new producers, I think, if we haven't scared them off in Studio A. It's been a crazy kind of morning. It was nice to have Chanel back on set today. She was on The
She looks
Reinvented Life.
great.
She looks fantastic.
She
was
don't look
with
like
Hello,
she
Your
has a
Health is
broken
Calling.
leg. Got to put her out the pasture.
You can't put her out the pasture. Things to do. Actually, yesterday started the Paralympics. I didn't get to see it, but I want to go back and watch the opening ceremonies. I really wish they would
The
give
who?
it Paralympics.
Is that the guy from Canada?
Those are for individuals with special needs. It's their
I know, but
Olympics.
isn't that
There's a lot of people
the
in it.
Prince Charles or whatever his name is? Doesn't he own that with his wife or something?
It started in England, yes.
Yeah, then they
it
went to
wasn't Prince Charles.
Canada, and so
No,
they do
that
it from
was-
there. Yeah, that guy.
No, it wasn't
Is that Prince Andrew anymore?
Prince William.
Really?
Prince William, I think, started the Paralympics in England, but you're thinking of Henry. But
Henry
he
VIII?
lost his
Henry VIII.
he lost his royal title, so he's just Henry
Right.
and Meghan Markle. He's no
Meghan,
longer a royal.
Henry no longer has a title?
Well, because he left England and the royal family, as far as I know. I mean, I don't.
Well, you should know. You're the only Brit
I've
we
been here
have.
longer than I was in
Edward is the
England.
one that doesn't have a title. He's the one that left.
Who?
Edward is the one that, he was the king, and that's how Queen Elizabeth came in. He left and went with his
Paris.
wife in California.
Edward.
Edward.
I thought he was in Canada.
No,
Who's in Canada? Who's on first?
the Canadians.
Canadians are in Canada.
I said the same thing. The
You know, it's
Canadians.
really funny,
That
ladies and
was
gentlemen.
funny.
Sally Bernard,
That's
Call Me
me.
Zena show, actually did something on Tuesday, and the numbers have soared. And I showed her the numbers to her site, and she's number 2 right now in the network.
Amazing.
But I remember a couple of months ago, she says,
Oh my God, that was one of my friends.
I guess I didn't delete that. And a couple of months ago, Sally said to me, I would like to have more numbers. Well,
Well,
you got it.
yeah,
Congratulations.
very good.
Nice
Thank
job.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job. A lot of good stuff happening. This man's
Yeah.
always got his camera going. We got Russ Johnson. We're going to bring Danny up because apparently Danny talked this morning about she gets up in the middle of the night, she walks around her room.
Yes.
She's always done this since she was a child because she used to share a room with her sister, and her sister would see her sit up in bed. And now she does it. Her mom and her boyfriend finds her walking around the house. She said until her motion detected nightlight kind of brings her back. And then she realizes why she had a bed. She's got to go back to bed. So she can fill you in on all of that. So we've got the perfect people in the house to be talking about all of that.
So
And I've
this
been
is-
thinking about that for a couple of days. I went into Facebook to see who wrote that, but I didn't realize it was her. So
It's Danny. She's an alien.
Everybody
She's an
here
alien
is
from
what they would
space.
call off planet. Everyone. In the
Everyone
room.
here is in a. I don't
It's
know.
off planet.
I don't know who it
Who
is.
was that?
Michael is
Michael.
here.
Who's that?
G-Man.
He's another alien.
I get they give me sign language. I get to get versed on sign language.
But I like the fact that she was brave enough to tell us that look at you. You look like you're from the University of Miami.
Hi.
Good morning.
That she was brave enough to tell us that she gets up and walks around looking for a ship or something. I mean, that's what it is.
I'll have to talk with her.
You think?
You have to
Well,
talk-
I need to be,
Well, that's
Yeah, I think
when your
so.
guardian, that's when your archangels speak to you. It's between 3 and 4 in the morning.
right.
It's speaking to me every night.
So the archangels, are they aliens?
Are they from this planet?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, they're not from this planet.
So are they aliens?
Then they are extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
But then aren't we all aliens?
Yes, yeah.
Think about it. We're not in this
No,
world.
just everyone in this
We're-
room.
Isn't it weird?
I'm
I
sorry?
think that's amazing.
everyone in this room.
Everybody in this room.
Do you know
Yeah,
your
including
ancestors were aliens that dropped off an egg here? Think about this.
Or they're immigrants, so they're just aliens from
As long as
another
they're not
country.
illegal immigrants. But anyway, they dropped off an egg, and we became human here, right? That's why there's no explanation. What is it? One day, a monkey and an alligator got together and made it? No, that doesn't
What?
happen, right? It doesn't happen. They don't know where man and woman started from.
But the most
Or
crazy
do
thing
they?
is everyone in this room knows the story.
So an alien comes and he drops a man and a woman here. All of a sudden, it becomes inhabitable. And they give you all the tools to make life better as centuries go on. And that's a better explanation than some of the other crap I've heard.
Well,
But he knows.
genetically, everybody in the room is actually distantly related to everybody else.
Yes,
We're all the same. We all have parts that belong in certain places.
He knows.
you're right.
Because because if you know
I
anything
have
about
Neanderthal stuff.
yeah, if you know anything about mitochondrial DNA, we all descend from one woman in Africa.
Well, but the thing is that one woman, one man, whatever you want to call it, was brought here. So we are aliens, is what I'm thinking. Now, I'm glad that Frank and Russ is here because I wanted to bring up the subject about the Y chromosome disappearing.
Again?
Well, I haven't talked to them. I spoke to Jay. You hear Jay laughing over there?
Well, you know what's very interesting? When we go into outer space, and the body stays in outer space, our circadian rhythm syncs to Mars.
So you think we originated from the... Now, in Mars, they found those caves.
They found
hear
water
that?
too.
And water. So maybe we were dropped off here from Mars. But where did Mars come from?
I got more than that.
Is there another planet?
There are a lot of other planets.
Many.
So apparently the Y chromosome is disappearing. Have you heard about
2
this?
million years, yes.
You heard about it? Talk to Frank.
And something else, the Y is the male, right?
Correct.
So with that said, I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but I do believe that also gentlemen, Ys, are an endangered species.
I agree.
Yeah. he
I'm
knows.
sorry, what?
He
Say that
knows,
in
he
English.
knows. He knows. He's on top of it.
Gentlemen,
Yes, are an endangered species. Don't you agree?
you
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
people, you mean men that are
Alicia.
gentle?
They always have been.
Yes.
No, just great men. Like
Great
a real,
men?
A real man. You know, for those of you who are real men and know how to
No, I'm
be-
not throwing men down the bus. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt this conversation. I can't.
I don't
we
believe
can't throw
in
men down the
throwing men
bus.
down the. No. I agree with you. I don't want to throw men down
No.
the bus. But the great men are an endangered species
No,
because
there's still a lot of great men.
There's
we
still-
just got to find
The
them.
problem is, let me tell you what the problem
What's
is.
what's
There's not enough women that recognize
also
the great
the
men.
great-
That's an
Greatness?
issue too. But that's
that what it
a
is?
whole
You're going to
other-
miss us. When you disappear the Y chromosome, you're going to miss us because you have to live among yourselves.
All right, well, we're going to take a commercial break.
We
When
don't
come
have
back,
them.
We do have them.
We're
We're going to talk
downloading
to
them.
Frank about COVID murders and see what else. I'm going to give you Sally's
Endangered
revelation
species.
of where I came from. You're going to hear this. Sally and Frank came to this revelation of how I got here. And more to come on the other side of this break. You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Brooklyn Cafe TV for exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Like and subscribe, and Amp Media Productions as well. So we've got a 90-day goal that we are reaching. We'll fill you in on all of that. They're going to be putting a commercial together. So 90 days, make your goal, set your goal, small or large, and then let us know about it. It's going to be Thanksgiving. We'll be back on the other side of this commercial break.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
Give me the mozzarella. 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 Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, Tasty Richard Pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Frank A. Ruffolo, a renowned author and screenwriter known for his books such as 10048, Blue Falcon, Memoir of a Soldier, and his latest, Samuel of Sarah. Check out his website, frankaruffolo.com, for more info or purchase his books on Amazon. A True Story, Call Me Zena, is the telling of Sally Bernard. Born in London, England at the end of the Second World War, she came into the U.S. in 1979. A mother of 2 and a grandmother of 4, she settled in Florida and worked in real estate. While going through a difficult time in her life, she was admitted into a hospital overnight in December of 2005. While settling back into her life, she began having vivid dreams and documenting them. By the 3rd dream, a lady gave her a message to draw. With no artistic background or interest into art or history, Sally listened to her dreams and grabbed a paper and crayons. Today, she has over 150 pieces of inspiring art and poetry. This book follows her journey and interpretations of these messages. She describes in detail how she is able to draw a project and who she has met along her travels, including her spirit guides. This book will show you how anything is possible with an open mind. These events have changed Sally's life and direction, and this book will show you how to change yours. Purchase Call Me Zena on Amazon today, authorhouse.com and amazon.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Nice commercial break, you guys. Thank you for all of that. Are you ready to get into the COVID murders?
COVID murders.
COVID murders.
COVID murders.
Can you believe we actually went through a pandemic? We're all here to talk about it, and thankfully we're all here to talk about it.
Does this take place in New York City?
New York City.
I remember watching New York City when there was nobody in the city.
That's what the book talks about.
And it's all bare.
Bare.
We should put a...
And one of the reasons why it was ground, and I go into my theory is one of the reasons why it was ground zero.
Oh.
It was ground
That's
zero?
why, well, New York City was probably one of the worst hit.
Right.
So I surmise what happened.
Now, can you read this as the first book in the series, even though I know it's the most...
Yeah, you can read that. You could, because that there's a change to the main character in this book. And from the last book, there was instances in the last book which caused Jack to quit the police force. So in this book, he becomes a PI.
Oh, okay.
So you could start that as a new,
Jack Stenhouse, give us some background on the whole series that you've written.
Jack Stenhouse is a sort of snarky detective. Started in Florida and moved to New York. His girlfriend, now wife, was a stripper.
His girlfriend was a stripper?
Yeah,
That
now
sounds
his
like
wife.
a story Laura told me the other day.
And
his
her-
girlfriend was
her-
a stripper.
And now it's
her
his wife.
her stage name was Dee Dee, and I'm not going to explain why she has 2 Ds, but that's just a stripper. And now he's...
Were they real?
Are they real? They're real. And he was a 25-year detective, a homicide detective, starting in Florida and moved to New York. Was the premier homicide detective in First Precinct, and now he's a PI. And he's a cross between Sam Spade, Dirty Harry, and Deadpool.
Wow. That's some combination.
So
So
can
he's
you
got a real
imagine when you
snarky-
read this book and Frank's theory on why New York was ground zero? In 10 years, when it comes out of why New York was ground zero, we're going to look at Frank. He's going to say, yeah.
The COVID murders basically is there's a serial killer where they're finding people that have been tested positive for COVID that have sequestered in their home, and they find them behind closed, locked doors in their apartments. And they don't know how the person got in there, and they don't know what's going on, so.
Sounds very Murders in Rue Morgue.
That's very, you're right. And it's very
You know-
noir, too.
You know, it's funny because COVID actually blossoms where there's dirt and it's not clean and it's not sanitary. And, you know, it's like the subways in New York.
But isn't that probably why they think that was public transportation, why it went through New York like wildfire?
I wanted to go wildfire because New York City was so dirty and so many people are down in them tubes. And, you know, if you go to 168th Street, you take an elevator up or down to another train. And if you go in that elevator, there's no AC as it goes up and down. And you know what it smells like? COVID.
Ugh.
It's horrible. So I'm
The
listening
subway
to you.
system in New York has a very distinct odor.
Yes, it does. And you know something? We should talk to the mayor. I should have talked to the mayor of New York when I saw him up in Chicago about the light bulbs, because they could use some help there.
100%.
And that light bulb is on in New York, and it cleans the air. But this is distinct. Every time I touch a book, it brings me back to 181st Street and that
The
odor.
smell of the subway.
And that film that I watched, that all of it went to naught. You know, the COVID destroyed New York City. It was really bad.
Yeah, so the book goes into how New York City was basically a ghost town. Nobody was on the streets, and the first precinct was affected. They lost a lot of people due to COVID, so they had to call Jack back. And he went back to help them solve the case as a consultant.
That's sad.
That's how that
But he's
Scary.
coming back. He's got the information. And all of Frank's books are available here at the studio. And these are signed, so we should do a call-in.
What's the number?
888-994-4995, Studio A. Call in to win one of Frank's books. And Frank has 2 series of books. And if you don't know Frank, tell us about your other books.
The other major series is faith-based science fiction. Starts with the days leading up to Judgment Day and then ends 1,300 years later with God's wrath on man again.
Again and again and again. How many books have you written, Frank?
14.
How many?
I shouldn't say that. I've written 17. I've published 14.
14 have published. And how many of those books would you say talked about back in the day things that were going to happen, that are happening or were going to happen?
Probably half of them.
Does that surprise you?
It did at first, but not anymore.
So you expect it now?
I expect it.
So do you layer in these type of books, the other books that are messages? Do you layer in these so that...
There's messages in every one of my books. So
And
there's
this
a
has a
message in
message?
there too.
What's the message to this book, Frank?
The message is that there are things working behind in upper echelons that you don't realize was working.
I was reading something.
There's a, some people call it a deep state, some people call it a second government, some people call it a lot of different things, but it's there.
So that's why a lot of things that are going on right now don't make any sense.
Not at all.
Like the killer mosquito diseases now that people are getting, they're dying from mosquito bites. It's like the killer bees.
The killer mosquito, though, the bite, there was dengue fever that killed.
But this is what they're talking about this now, too. Now there's new viruses and new things that are out there. Things that don't make any sense.
Well, all of a sudden, children are not being vaccinated, 54% down. And the reason is I saw a special report this morning that a little girl, she was 3 years old, and she died of polio because she wasn't vaccinated. So the mother is trying to explain to people, because there's so many controversy as to whether or not to vaccinate. But, a mistake can kill you. So COVID was another reminder that we're not normal. And the way things are right now, that what he's saying is so true. There is nothing normal about normal now.
Sure.
Countries go to war and they warn each other and say, we're going to retaliate. We don't tell you when, but we're going to retaliate. I don't remember. I grew up with gangs in the Bronx, and nobody ever said, yes, we're going to invade you tomorrow at 12 o'clock to have lunch. I don't remember that. I don't remember things happening like that.
But all of these books that Frank has written, there's so many great books, and you read them and you watch the news. The book, they talked about, say, the asteroid that missed where it was supposed to go.
Yep.
And again, Frank writes all in his book. Frank doesn't miss in his books.
I said there was water on Mars, and I just found water on Mars.
There's water on Mars.
Yeah, Frank doesn't miss in the book. We seem to miss in real life here, but I'm like, it's way in his
I said there
book
was water on
again.
the moon, and I said there was water on the moon.
And there were caves on...
10 years ago.
You talked about mining.
Mining on the moon. Now they want to mine the moon.
Yep.
There's caves in the moon that they don't know what's in them, and they want to send something to go in there as well. It's funny. We can't even get our space people back from outer space because the stupid thing doesn't work. Yeah. And so now she's developed a disease. Have you heard about this?
her red blood cells apparently are replicating or being destroyed faster, because that happens in space, that they got to get her back. They can't get her back. So, but apparently they say it happens to everybody for whatever reason. She must be having a lot of medical complications up
Yes.
there.
So
that is
she's
being
aging.
recognized.
Her blood
She's
cells are
in
aging.
space. Now, what do you think about that? I thought it would be the reverse. I thought we would age less in space.
No.
We would age faster in space. And that's exactly what's happening
And that's
to her.
happening to her. So she may not be able to wait till February. So now they've gone into a different, Jill was telling me they had emergency meetings yesterday. They got to get this lady down here because she may not last. You know, you go up 40, you come back 100. Your
What happens to
bloodstream
20
anyway.
and back?
There aren't going to be many more volunteers for that.
No, they have tons of volunteers.
Yeah,
They're
I'm just
saying
saying
that
if you age that fast.
this thing, first of all, they should never have green lighted this project. It took 7 or 8 years and delays and yada, yada, yada. Then I read that, remember how the booster comes back from SpaceX? So what happened yesterday? It fell over and exploded. The first accident for SpaceX since they started this thing. And it's in the middle of the ocean on an island or some kind of platform that lands. It fell over. You see, the explosion is tremendous. So, you know, what will go wrong will go wrong.
But Frank writes about all of this in the books, and then I watch the news and I'm thinking, in the cave that they think had inhabitable life because people could stay in there with different oxygens, everything you talked about, and how to get to the moon faster and how to transport between what's going on. It's all in Frank's books. It's incredible.
That I wrote 10 years ago.
And you wrote them 10 years ago. So I'm telling you, in 10 years from now, you're going to look back on this and say, that's why New York was ground zero.
I should have read it. That's what they're going to say. They're going to end up saying, because you're giving people the opportunity to learn something. And the scariest lesson is the lesson not learned. And that's the problem. And people don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to see the truth. And all of a sudden, oh, there's water on the moon. Oh, duh. I mean, where did we come from? We came from somewhere. And I don't want to hear the laws of relativity and all that other crap.
But how do you do it, Frank? You have muses, you have visions.
I have my sources.
And they're not news sources,
They're not
right?
news
So it's
sources.
not like they're not regular, let's Google it and Frank gets this information. Frank comes from a higher authority.
But Frank, does everybody have sources?
Everybody has a source. You just have to know how to tap into the source.
And he's a very spiritual man, Frank.
But if you listen to what he just said, then that would make you a very spiritual woman because you have sources too, but you just don't tie into
they give
them.
us
Or maybe
No, I just don't broadcast it, everything.
Okay.
But I do, in my way, I do.
You
I
have
see,
your sources.
I see things, yes, and I feel things, and I know things, but, you know.
But you don't broadcast it.
I don't broadcast.
Jay, you have sources too?
Yes, I do. I have, what I feel are pretty much direct connections.
See, the problem that in this house, I can't ask this question. I'm looking for the one that says, no, I don't. But in this house, you can't because everybody comes from another angle at you with this thing.
Listen, you know Jay does because you've seen the pictures he's drawn. Like Jay does through art what you do in books.
And I did sketches of
And you
all
do
of this.
sketches. I mean, Jay's created pictures. And
amazing.
I've had the
It's
pictures
here.
in my phone, and he's never been in my phone. And to see him, look what I drew. I'm like, have you seen this picture in my phone? It's crazy how he has his connections.
Yeah,
But
that
what
is
is so crazy is that we all have tuned into this. I did with Mars. I was drawing rocket ships. I don't know. Apparently, it was a way station for the rocket ships to
Yeah.
land to come to here. But I didn't know that. So we're all interpreting, basically, in a way, the same thing.
Right.
But through different, you through books, me through my art.
And as
and
it gets
some of you.
closer to when Judgment Day hits, more people are going to get this information.
Yes.
And it's getting there. We are. I feel like the pangs are
it's
there.
on the way.
Yeah.
You know, for those who study the end apocalypse and all of that, you know.
Well, the Earth is going through a shift right now.
Well, you know, that's what I was just going to say, that the last 10 years have been the wildest ride I've ever
Right.
seen. People are just make no sense. It just make no sense. People do things that make no sense. And and it just gets worse.
But you have to change. So in order to change, things are going to happen that haven't been what we would call happening before, that are becoming we're accepting a lot, which we really shouldn't be accepting. I mean, all these wars, everything that's going on.
But remember during COVID that they had Fauci, what's his name?
Fauci. He got bit by a
Fauci.
mosquito. He was in the hospital almost.
But
Not so good.
Fauci was the guy that was saying, let's get something done so we can stop the spread of this virus, right? And everybody said, hey, Fauci for president. I'll never forget this. Now they want to throw him in jail because they're saying that this isn't true and this isn't true. Nothing's true. Everything is fake. But, if you were in the front of the lines, my sister still works at Columbia Presbyterian, and she was telling me we were taking bodies out of here every day. And there was nowhere to put them. So they had them frozen in front of the hospital in big containers as to what to do with them. So she said that she would never blame Fauci no matter what you uncover. Now, everybody didn't know.
The thing is that what they are blaming for Fauci is that he knew that there was something going on in the Wuhan lab.
He knew
that's a conspiracy.
The only thing he knew was that he didn't know. But it's like anything else. Now they got monkeypox, right? Monkeypox. That's the new one now.
That's the new one.
So all of a sudden, there's no cure for monkeypox.
There's a lot of stuff out there. And just like Frank said, there's things out there, alien diseases, viruses, extraterrestrials, that our government and different sources know about, but we do not know. They give us some information, and we're like on a need-to-know basis. You need to know when people are dying. Other than that, they don't think we're in a need to know.
Well, people should research a little bit too, because it'll open your mind a little bit to what is actually really going on, and there's a lot going on, which I know.
It's funny because the truth has three sides. Has their side, and in the middle is the truth. And the truth is only what sets you free, because my truth may not be your truth.
Right.
It may work for me, it may not work for you.
And Frank could talk about what he knows, I could too, but if someone isn't ready to listen, they're never going to hear. They will not believe it. But if someone has an open mind and they're going, something is going on, they're going to listen to what you say, they're going to love your books, which I can't wait to read some more, and they'll listen to me because I've drawn a lot of this.
But wouldn't it be more educational, intelligent, a better move to learn, adapt? So you take his book, you read it, you hear what you have to say, and then you make up your own mind. Whether good, bad, or indifferent doesn't matter. But at least you're making an educated
As long as you
assumption.
keep that open mind. Most people are going to maybe pick up, not necessarily your book, any that I have read, and I've read many. And if I hadn't had an open mind, I would never have believed what I was reading, because Aldo led me to read. He told me 2 books to read in the very beginning, and if I could get through those 2 books, and you all know who they are, then I'm on my way to understanding. And I got through the 2 books.
And when you read Frank's books, you know that they always offer hope if you have faith. And that's the amazing thing is all this chaos can happen, and there's chaos, but if you actually hold true to your faith and hope, things are going to be okay. And that he talks about who's going to be saved and what you believe, and that's a whole nother level. But you read and you go, wow, there is hope, there is faith. And then you talk about the national parks. It's been crazy national parks this summer. I mean, everything that I'm reading, I can't believe this is actually really happening.
Which one are you reading, Dawn?
I've read quite a few of his books. I started with Gabriel's Chalice. I read Tres Archangelis.
Right.
The third one. I've read his bio, his autobiographical of Soldier of Mary. They're all amazing. And
I read that one, and I read Gabriel's Chalice. Those 2.
Tres Archangelis.
But I love what you how you are giving feedback about it, because you're saying things that that the readers have noticed. But this is the first time I'm hearing someone else talk about it, aside from my conversation, my dialogue with Frank. Thank you.
I'll be on an airplane. I'm like, okay, angels, you're on the wings. Let your chaos. I talk to them, and like Sally always says, if you talk to your angels and you talk to your guides, you will get messages. Like that song that came on today when we were sitting down. Haven't heard that song in years. That was the first commercial Hector made for me. Was because of that, about believing in yourself. And whatever it is, random
But the
music.
thing is, we do hear these, but if you're not ready to hear it, just like anything else, you hear more words in a song when you begin to understand it.
Yeah.
You may have heard it many times, but once you open your mind to it, you will hear it more often, I believe, too, but it begins to make sense.
The biggest lesson I'm believing to learn is your self-net worth. If you take yourself and you look at yourself and you put a net worth to yourself, and you respect your own temple, then everything else falls into place. You know, and it's funny because you can read books and people read books and they read more books and they go to lands and they see miracles and things happen right in front of you that you can't explain.
But
So-
nobody questions a lot. I mean, take the pyramids. Who really questions? Say, oh yeah, it's pretty amazing. But when you begin to dig deeper into this, you see the whole background history of the
And
the
especially
pyramids.
because they're aligned with Orion's belt.
But you've got to be ready
That's
to do
crazy.
that. Most people can't. They're so
Well, you
with
know,
their
you fly
everyday
a
life.
plane over South America or certain places, you have to be at a certain height to see all the things on the ground,
they're being
which
right.
looks like things to land. I mean, if somebody did that, they're brilliant, but you know what I'm saying?
But our minds won't, you know, mostly we're so busy because I'm going to say we're
I'm going to give you the
so.
easiest miracle that there is. Easiest miracle that if you don't believe in nothing, believe in this, right?
Right.
You give birth and you witness. There is no bigger miracle than that. My goodness gracious, you know, there's one species that can, and then there's a species that can't, but together they do.
We are
Think
the
about
biggest
that.
manifest. When you manifest, we manifest ourselves. I heard that the other day, and it made so much sense, just that remark.
But think
we
about
can do
that.
anything.
If you need any kind of message, man, there it is. I mean,
yes,
people
yes.
give you opportunities to learn, books to read, paintings to read from. All of that is there. But if you need a reminder, look at a woman giving birth and look at a reminder. God sends you that reminder every single day.
And then this human being comes out of you, like, and then you don't have to do anything. Like their personalities, their traits, the way they look, everything is set already when they come out. And it's amazing, us as mothers, to see our children, that's a piece of us with our other half. But it's amazing, right? As mothers, and it is a miracle. And as fathers, too, of course.
Well, now you have a suitcase of responsibilities. You want to teach your
Well,
kid
that's a
right.
whole other
You wanna-
topic.
but now you have two suitcases, and you're going to teach your daughter or your son all the things that you want them to do, all the things that they should learn, so that they can win. But I'm just
So
talking
starts
about
the programming.
I'm talking about Sally tells somebody, this lady is here with you, and she's brushing her hair, and she has this, and the lady looks at her and says, "What? What just happened here?" I see it with Sarah yesterday, on the phone with somebody in Australia, and Sarah says, "Your mother used to put on red lipstick," and the lady says, "Oh my God, how'd you know that?" She doesn't know her, doesn't know if it matters because she's standing next to you. Are you kidding me? But these are miracles of people, of prophets, of writers, scholars, painters. These are people bringing you their gifts. But what I'm talking
Yeah.
about is a gift that you do. You are a gift. Just witness it and just absorb what's going on in front of you. And maybe then this would be a better place to live.
Just remember, man was made to do what a woman can't do, and a woman was made to do what a man can't do.
There you go.
So together, they are perfect.
And
You
then
know,
together
and
they
I
fit.
always say the way in the periodic table, Fe means the iron. How do you spell? And then a male is a male, but with the iron is Fe, so that's a
It's a
female.
female.
So I don't believe that we're greater than thou. I think we're equal but different. And I think that we are together, we create, like Dawn
It
said.
shouldn't even be a competition. It
And
is
that
what it
creates
is.
balance.
And that
it's
creates
meant to be
balance.
1 + 1 = 2. And be at that. This isn't about being anything. You know, being respectful is something that you learn. Because from birth, you come out with no traits. And you're going to learn to be who you are. And I tell my two sons, do not ever scream or teach hate. Because that's something that a child is going to absorb. And they're going to see what that means in their world, not in your parents' world. So you got to understand, you got to be a couple of dimensions here to understand how you're going to raise these kids. But no, you know, you're given everything there is to make it right.
I'm glad you're saying that because I'm going through the hormonal years with my daughter. She's 12 years old.
Hormonals?
Hormonals. It's like middle school age. I don't know. You guys remember those that age? You have a kid too?
No, not yet.
Oh.
We went through it though.
That's
Not that he
good.
knows. Not that he knows of.
Oh, the
Not that
middle
he will
school. It's
attest to.
like middle school is like our prison time that we all have to do our time in prison, and it's like, but you know what? It goes back to what you guys are saying. It also helps them create the miracle of character and growth and to be better than they can be. So and we as parents have that responsibility to guide them, because
Correct.
they are a miracle.
I need to interrupt. I know Frank has to go. Frank, do you have a best-selling book out of all of your books, or your top 2 books?
Top 2 would be Gabriel's Chalice, and I think it's Tres Sargentos at the top 2.
But one right after it. They are absolutely amazing books. If you've got a long weekend, you can pick it up here at the studio. You can order it on Amazon, frankarufolo.com. You're looking for hope, and you believe in angels, or you don't. You're going to believe after you read these books. Absolutely incredible. Because as much as I believe in miracles and hope and faith and all of my magic, when I read Frank's books, he's going to make me cry. It like reiterates that there is goodness in the world. Just when you think you're watching the news and it's crazy, you read Frank's books, you're like, you know what? There is hope in the world. There is kindness. There is compassion. And there is a greater being out there of faith, if you believe. You're like that's a whole song in itself.
It's nice.
It makes me teary because they're so beautifully written, and there's such a deeper meaning. And Frank is a man of few words verbally, but wow, does he say a lot in his books.
You know, it's funny because when I was growing up in the church, the Bible was a written document that you were able to put your hands on. John F. Kennedy used to say, go to the library to answer any of your kids' questions. So you open a book, and you knew the answer, but he wanted you to think that, your child to think that the answer was in the books. That's how the Kennedys were raised. And what I like about Frank is that he brings back the gift of the written word. And we're beginning to fade that out, you know. And it's not to kick them or put them low or anything else, but this is not the written word. You know, you can dictate now a book. I could write a song. I could write a song in 37 seconds. That's not the way it's done. You know, we're losing the trait of the written word to understand its meaning and to interpret what it is that's being sent to you to understand. So you tear away, it's fine. Just remember, you are a miracle. Every morning you wake up, it's a gift. And you go from there.
Frank, thank you for all that you do and all your writings. And
Thank
we
you
laugh,
for-
we have a lot of fun
Thank you
here.
too.
But they definitely restore hope and faith if you believe. So you can
Absolutely.
get your books here, signed autographed copy. Frank is here every other Thursday night with the Artist Loft with his good friend Richard Sosa, which is a laugh upon itself. The books are always available here. They're available on Amazon, and they're available on Frank's website at frankarufolo.com. And I guess we got to let you out of here a little bit early.
Gotta go.
All right, he's got to go. More to come. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come on the other side of the 1 o'clock hour, and we'll be right back.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Introducing Pure Light, the revolutionary air purification system integrated into a special LED light bulb. Pure Light eliminates pet odors, human odors, and even mold and smoke odors with just the flip of a light switch. Guaranteed for 5 years with a 100% money-back guarantee. Transform your home or office today. Visit pure-light.com and use code RUSS, R-U-S-S, for an exclusive 20% discount. Breathe cleaner, live happier with Pure Light. pure-light.com. Promo code RUSS, R-U-S-S.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Burning Man.
Michael, did you do with this day in history?
They're doing it.
Did you send it over?
Yes.
Let's play it.
Let's play it if we got it. Hold on, she says. You got them working overtime.
They're in there doing magic.
Are they?
This is your fault. Da, 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 da.
You know what happens when you
Da,
point
da,
to
da,
somebody?
da, da, da.
Have you ever done that?
No, I didn't point at you. I pointed in that.
You know what happens? You put 3 fingers back at yourself when you point at one
No,
person.
I'm doing it
don't
this
do
way.
that. Don't do that. He's moving. He's squatting down over there.
What the hell
Why
is that?
He's like a
What?
gremlin.
He looks like.
Like a spider.
A giant spider.
Now this is This is another reason. This was you. This is all you. What you see him doing right now.
Why? Because I put a camera there?
Because there's 2 seats. He's pushing it on one.
Why is that my fault?
You know what I'm talking about, right? What happened yesterday?
Yeah.
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 What happened yesterday? I don't know. I'm watching the flowers move behind me. Anyway,
This is
what's
all
his
your
name?
fault.
Gollum. What was he from, Gollum?
Lord of the Rings.
So that's what he's crawling around with a green hoodie. Right after I told the new kids no hoodies on, G-Man walked in in a hoodie for real.
Oh, wow.
Just the hood. I'm like, oh god.
No hats, she told me.
No hats. I told
Then
them.
she
I'm like,
says,
well,
but Freddie wears a hat.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so no hoodies. And like, G-Man walks in a hoodie. I don't know, whatever
sorry.
it is. It's all good.
That's all right.
Bad example.
And we talked about Amazon and everything else. But all of this was a
all
reaction.
my fault?
Not fault. This
Okay.
is just answer what you questioned. So here are all the answers. And they put it all together. Radio is putting together the commercials.
Your nicknames for people are hilarious.
Look at him. He looks like a gremlin.
It won't matter what shoes you wear or what your hair looks like. It matters what you do. So what we've done is we've established a 90-day challenge in the studio. And
We
we
did?
started that this morning. Yes.
We did?
And they're all motivated to do this.
We did?
100%. So
Really?
small challenges and large challenges. Set your goals on a calendar, on a vision board, whatever it is. And the 90-day challenge for us is going to culminate around Thanksgiving, which is a great way to say thank you for all of your hard work.
Where you going?
And achieve everything you've achieved. We see you tomorrow morning? Okay.
Where you going?
Let's go to class.
Till what time? 4:30, I think. And then what? You going to work? You're coming back here, yes. Come
She goes
back.
to class in Miami.
You go to Miami? Yes. Oh, don't come back here.
Exactly.
Don't come back here.
Exactly. I'll see her.
How do you know all these things?
Because I talk to her.
I don't talk to her.
Because she and I are like on the same wavelength. That
Yeah,
OCD.
I avoid her at all costs.
Organizational. And we go right to the organizational side of it. Hopefully she comes tomorrow. Otherwise it's you, me, and I. Me, myself, and I tomorrow morning. Yes.
She is just like Priscilla.
This one?
Very similar. Very similar.
Do you know what it is to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning and have dual speakers?
Who, Danny and myself? You gotta get organized. But anyway, we're doing set your goals, set your intentions, put them on. We're gonna do like a countdown for 90 days.
We're not going to do the
No
paper
goal
towel
is too
thing, though,
small.
right?
No goal is too large. So my overall big goal is to bring in our first significant fundraiser for the foundation, whether it be $38,000, $88,000, whatever it is. But
That's too general.
But to have a fundraiser and bring in the funds to support
That's
our crew.
too general. You need a number.
Okay, we'll pick a number. 38,000 at 388. That's a good number, right?
Okay.
Does
That's
that
a
work?
good number.
I
Yeah.
think that's a good number. All right, we'll start at $38,000.
We're ready.
Going once. We're ready to play your piece? All right, not yet. So write your goals down, and we're going to celebrate them on Thanksgiving, including our crew, even the little goals. If it's a goal of making a new friend in the studio, collaborating on a new project, it can start that small. Doing a pitch for a new show, but then ultimately, what's our bigger vision? Our other goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and start monetizing that. That's the goal I'm going to work with one of our new producers. So I got goals set. We got to write them down.
How many goals are you setting?
As many as you want.
380.
That's
888.
388 goals.
I
To
wanna
get
have-
$38,000 on that 388.
I want to have 3 outside locations as studios.
Meaning what?
388, Boca Luna, and there's one more that I'm negotiating with.
Okay.
Meaning that you go every night of the week, once a week, to do outside things that we've done at 388. Look at the face. Because if you have enough manpower to do it, it will add more to the flavor of this studio in those different places.
Sure. So that's what we're working on for 90 days. We're going to do a 90-day countdown.
You just gave me an idea. Okay.
Wow, look at that. I inspire you too.
I got an idea.
He has his thinking cap on.
But I'm going to tell you something. Do not give me too much work. Don't tell me that speech. Too much to do. Don't give me that speech. I'm going to put them all on roller skates and... Remember when we went out to 2 locations?
Uh-oh, look what I created. Yes,
And then we left Michelle here.
yes.
So we went to 2 locations. Michelle was sitting here. Michelle was the buffer while we moved from one location to the next. I want to be able to do that in 4 locations in one shoot. And
One
I
was
know
a restaurant
exactly-
and one was a bank, right? You went to.
That was right. You know
that's
that
right.
restaurant
Yeah,
went
we
out of
went.
business?
Oh, it did? Oh.
Yeah. But it was because of something gas leak. And they
Oh,
couldn't,
was it?
Oh, they
couldn't
had to change
They couldn't
location?
recover.
Oh, my
They
God.
couldn't recover. They can't open. But that's what I want to do. But I'm going to do it differently. I have an idea. I learned so much on that shoot. So I'm going to send teams ahead. So they're going to be one
That's what
step
you gotta
ahead
do,
of us.
send the teams out ahead of time.
And I want to be able to do 4 locations. So maybe I have a singer, a dancer, a belly itcher, and something else.
A
in each
belly
location.
itcher?
Yeah.
What's a belly itcher?
Well, it's something different. It's like a, like a mambo. I don't know what it
A
is.
belly itcher?
That's what we used to call it.
What are you talking about?
It's
You
an
scratch
idea
their
that
belly?
hasn't happened.
Oh, I thought you meant like a belly dancer and you like scratch their belly or something.
Belly
Like you're
dancer
scratching-
works.
That's a
Yeah.
belly itch.
Belly
A belly
dancer.
itcher. I'm like, I can see.
Belly dancer
Sorry, you gave me a
works.
visual I didn't want to have.
It's just something that is
Something like in your gut, like a gut feeling.
like
It's a
something's
belly
happening.
itcher.
Yeah.
I love the way you come up with things. All right, here's today's title of the show: Belly Itchers. How do you like that?
You don't
That
know what a
goes to
belly
Fred-
itcher is?
Never.
You never heard of
My kids
belly
used to
itcher?
drink belly washers, and that was like
The
some
be-
high fructose corn syrup colored water that they would drink.
The reason they call it belly itch is back in the day when we were young kids and you used to look at something you didn't understand, you used to scratch your belly,
Not your
not
head.
your head, and say, what is that? Kids, grown-ups scratch their heads.
Abdul, ever heard of a belly itcher? I'm not going to ask Abdullah because he'll have a whole nother answer.
Abdullah.
She's laughing in there. All right. So set your goals, set your belly itchers. Let us know. We can, your top 3 belly itcher ideas, I guess.
Now, do I have her attention? Think about it.
Like the condoms
Think-
on the mic, yeah.
No, you messed that up. First of all,
I blame that
first
on
of all, there's
you.
nothing wrong with those condoms. They work.
They're a little small.
No, they're not
But they
small at
work.
all. They're tight, exactly like they should be. You don't want leakage on your
What are you
condom.
talking about? It's some-
Those mics. If you
Oh.
have leakage, what happens is all the sound gets
Oh.
into the mic. This is nice
Okay.
and tight.
Okay.
I need a laugh track coming out of the production room.
Why?
You don't hear them?
No, they know it's true. Those little foam things.
Oh,
The foam
man.
things on the other mic.
Yes, and I use the fuzzy one.
That's called a
A
condom?
condom, yeah.
All right, Michael, we have your piece on the board?
Yeah.
All right,
ready?
let's roll this day in history. Let's see what Michael put together.
Hello, today is August 29th, and these are the events that have happened in history on this day. In 1949, the Soviets explode an atomic bomb. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina slammed into the Gulf Coast, flooding New Orleans.
Wow.
What happened?
Well, I couldn't find anything else. I only used the two that I had.
Oh my gosh. All right, the first goal for Michael is we have 4 clips per shoot.
Right.
All right, we're going to double that up and have 4. 4 stories.
What? What happened?
Instead of 2. He only had 2.
I didn't even hear him finish that one.
It faded out into the end.
Yeah.
I thought the
Well, I can't get it right all the time.
I thought the bomb blew up and blew you away.
Think big.
What the hell was
Think
that?
big. Do you remember the year of hurricane? Was anyone here in 2005?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Francis, Jean, and Katrina all in one year. It was like back.
I flew
back.
here. I flew down here to witness a hurricane.
What devastation.
So I was at the airport in Tampa, nothing. So I ran over to this site, and every time I went to see the hurricane, I wanted to be in a hurricane. And now I live here. I didn't live here at the time.
That's crazy. That was just a crazy year. I remember we had to go stay at our friend's house for Francis. And literally, as we're walking out for the door, my dad, who always calls with good news, right, calls to me and says, "Did you know there's another one coming in 3 days?"
Was that when Charlie came? Because I moved to Orlando, and I thought we won't get hurricanes. The month that I moved there, we got 4. One was Charlie.
Because I guess it was following the path. That was F, G, and then K. It was all in that year. It was like devastation after devastation.
And then the following year, we had Wilma,
Yeah,
which
that was-
kind of
Yeah.
cleaned up after the other ones.
Yes.
Steve lost his whole house and everything.
Wilma?
Wilma was
no,
bad.
I don't know which one. He was in not Homestead, somewhere.
That was Andrew.
Andrew. He lost
That was-
his whole house.
Living here at that time.
His
That was
house
92.
blew away.
I was in Pittsburgh at the time that happened, celebrating my birthday.
That changed a lot of the landscape of South Florida, Hurricane Andrew, because a lot of people down in that Homestead area moved
Yeah,
to
that's
Pembroke
where he
Pines.
was. Yeah, they
Because it
moved
was the next
towards-
closest big area
I think
to
he
move.
moved up to Miami.
And then from there, everyone started migrating north. And now everyone's moving up even north of where you are.
I'm not that north. I'm in
Well,
Boynton.
Boynton, and then moving up to Traditions and further Port St. Lucie. And JoJo, what are we doing with JoJo, by the way?
What are we doing, JoJo? We're doing the karaoke deal. September. You see,
October.
I don't know the dates. You know, you do this to me all the time.
Well,
yes.
we're doing a karaoke contest. So the singers, the ultimate winners and singers, the finals is October 27th. And then we're going to be able to hear them right here at the cafe. Karaoke contest starts September 8th, which is right around the corner. Qualifying 2 singers per week with the highest scores will move to the semifinals. Semifinals October 20th. Top 6 scores move through to the
You
finals.
should join.
Finals October 27th for cash prizes, and then a live performance on the Brooklyn Cafe show. So,
You
more
should
to
check.
come with
The,
that.
the winner, we're going to be the judges. So I don't know if you can be because you're part of here. Neither can
Can I be a
Baxter.
judge then? Oh,
No,
you
no,
two
they-
are going to be a judge. There should be
don't-
odd numbers.
No, yeah, but they have their own set, but we're going to be judging on our set up there. But I told Baxton that he should come and participate. He can't either because he was part of the cafe.
Oh, okay.
You can't be affiliated.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it seems like you're cheating.
Well, I'm reading all the news. Pentagon withholds $5
was
million
just
per
reading that. I
F-35
just
jet
said
as
that.
deliveries, all kinds of stuff.
I was just reading it.
So also, did you see they came out? They still don't understand why that kid decided to shoot at Trump. But they did find out that he was going to go to the DNC. Can you imagine if he had been successful and gotten away, and then he would have gone up to the DNC in Chicago, and I was there? I would have had to punch him in the head.
Absolutely.
Or shoot him in the head.
Well,
No,
the
I punch him in-
security was bad. It would have been more security at the DNC. So he wouldn't
You know,
have
where
got
there's a maniac, there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
You never know. And it's true because the way they did it in Chicago, there were no cops anywhere but at the convention center. There were guys driving 100 miles an hour. They went through red lights. And I said to the cabbies, I said, yo, do you guys ever stop for a red light? No, there are no cops. So they would stop, roll through, and keep going.
Really?
So, yeah. I got 125 miles an hour on a highway. I told this guy, I was with Jeff, I said, Jeff, it was nice knowing you. We're not going to walk away from this one. He kept telling the guy, my man, can you slow down? I mean, it was freaking fast.
Crazy.
No cops.
I want to talk to Sally about, was it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
What did you think about the event, your event that you did at the
Oh, I
Reed?
loved it. I want to do many more. I loved it.
What
I
did you
felt-
like most about it?
I think actually the audience. I had a lot of compassion. Even going up to a lady, because I'm an empath, I can feel people, and I love that. I love to be able to teach a little bit from what I know and I don't know. I've got a lot to learn, but from what I have learned, I like to help people, especially now as I'm getting older, able to relate to people that are getting nearer, I don't want to say the end of life, but maybe they feel that they can't do as much as they want to do, just to let them know they can.
So
How long were you there before we got there?
Yeah.
About a half an hour.
That's it?
Yeah.
It felt like they knew you forever.
Yeah, because I did walk around. I was handing the cards and I was introducing myself. But they kind of knew who I was because they'd already heard a little bit. But they were so happy to talk to me. And if I had any nerves, by then I did not.
Did you expect that many people? Did
Well, yes, we knew there was going to be, she said full house, right? So we figured up to 100 people.
About 100.
Yeah.
So when people pass, because the lady, I keep laughing about the lady whose mother-in-law had 4 husbands, and you
Yes,
asked who she was
yes.
spending eternity with.
Right.
They really all stay together.
Well, it's different, yes, because maybe here you've got a husband and then you have another husband. They don't usually get together and talk. But as far as what I hear, and can feel, there isn't that type of feeling there. You're all together. And my stepmother, and I think I remember mentioning that, asked me, because she was married to my father for 17 years, and she'd had a husband before, and then another husband. She said, will my father be the first to greet her? I said, they'll all be there. It doesn't matter. We're all family. So I feel that it's, I wanted to portray to people that it's not quite the same as here. We have judgment, we have all these things of what we did and what we should have done. I don't believe they have that there.
But do you see, when someone asks you a question, do you physically see the spirits? Do you hear them?
I feel it.
You
Dawn.
feel
it's
it.
hard. It's telepathy, but I feel a lot. I can feel empathy. I can feel if someone's going through something. So I think that helps me get in touch with whomever can help, maybe the person or maybe me, because then I can feel. I do see sometimes, and it's coming to me that I saw a lady with curly hair. I think I remembered that. But it's difficult to explain. It's telepathy.
Did you feel that room had a very heavy vibe?
I may have done, Freddie, because I tried to make it lighter in a way. But these people are going through a lot.
But they had like a lot of questions about past, future. It felt really, really heavy. Like they wanted you to give them good news. They wanted you to give them all sorts of. I was really surprised at how much they came and embraced you, for lack of a better word.
I think they wanted details.
They wanted more details.
They wanted details.
I think most
Come
of
to read
all,
the book.
you know what it is? It's not even so much that. They want to know that their loved ones are around them. But what I want to do, and in the future too, is to show them what I know and how I can help perhaps let them believe more that they are around you. I mean, I feel everyone's telling me I'm like a teacher to do this because they thank me afterwards. I can give messages, but I'm more wanting to show people what, do I have proof? No, only by example I can teach. But I want to show people, especially when they're in their 80s or 90s, they're scared. And why, of course, because they don't know what to expect. And if I can help in any way to alleviate that pressure that they go to bed at night, not worried, are they going to wake up or not, it's going to be okay. And they're absolutely telling me to say that to you. So I feel that's what I am meant to be doing. I'm no better or less than anybody, but I do have a message.
It's funny because after we finished, there was the talk about having Sally sit with the questionnaire. And I thought about that. That becomes too personalized. I don't think that's going to work for that kind of setting. What I liked about it is that they actually asked questions. We could have done maybe something to promote more questions. There was this trust factor that is in every deal. And then they started to ask and started to ask and started to ask. I think a little longevity there, a little laughter, something to break it up.
Which I could do. I like that. And I was doing that when I first met the people. I didn't meet everybody, but the few that I met through that first half hour, she called her daughter over to meet me, one lady, and another one had my name, and then another one had the name of my best friend in London. So I was able to relate very much that way to them, because I that's where I had my training, actually.
And it was nice because you're of the same generation.
Exactly. I think I mentioned that to them.
You've had, unfortunately, loss.
Yeah.
Relatable to their loss. And you said that a lot to them, but I think everyone's looking for that piece of hope again, that name of my husband's this name or my daughter was this name. Are they with me?
And
that takes more time probably for you to actually hone in on that.
Well, I also, and I see that completely, but Mindy and I talked a lot going back in the car, and she's watched me over the years of what I do, and we've had messages I've had for her. I think, and she feels, and I think I feel the same way, is that I'm more of a teacher to help people understand what's going on. If they need a name, I can give the name. But I think they also need to know, how am I getting that name? What happens to them, where they are? And I'm feeling that I'm getting very driven, and people want to know that, to give more of, I'm going to say a lecture of what, ask the questions by all means, but more of what happens to us, why are we here, what's going on. And once I tune in, do I know the answers? No, I don't know all the answers, but once I tune in, as I am right now actually, I can answer the questions for them the best that I can.
Do you think when you have a gut feeling of I should go right versus left, or whatever it is in your gut, is that a spirit guiding us, or is it really just a gut feeling?
No, it's a gut feeling. It's a feeling, and it's the same way also as if you're not, you're angry. It goes to your gut.
Like
if you think about that, it goes, and you know what? You have to get rid of that. Either way, you want to hear the message, and if you feel you're getting an answer, people get answers in different ways. I get them because I tune in and I can hear. But if someone is hurting, I also can feel that, as I did a few people there with their pain, and I was compelled to walk over to them. I don't know these people. And she thanked me so much for doing that. So if I'm able to do that, I want to share that with people.
It's interesting. When I was 11 years old and I was going from Undercliff Avenue, I went to the precinct to join the football team. And I'm going up there, and there's 6 guys coming down. And something said, turn around. They're going to take your bike. And I said, where'd that come from? And sure enough, they stole my bike.
Is that the first time you had felt that you knew something?
That was the first time. And now, and I've met people who see my guide, and it's a sister. And I think I told you this story. I've never told anybody this story. Maybe I told you. My mother, I didn't know at the time, had aborted a child. She lost a baby. And there was a guy miscarried. And my gentleman by the name of Ambrose came to the house, and this guy was really strange. He was always dressed in white. He was always looking around like he was talking to people. And he says, can I talk to your mother? I said, yeah, Ambrose is a good friend of ours. And he said to her all of these things, and he left, and she was crying hysterically. And he says, he told me I'm supposed to tell you something, and my mother had lost a child. And this child is always with me, and she sits always on my left, always on my left. And when they stole my car, I remember her telling me, move your wallet because they're going to steal your car tonight. But I was so tired that I didn't want to look for another parking. And I went, it's 5:30 in the morning, the police call and says, okay, so what happened last night? And I says, you tell me. But I already knew. He says, they stole your car.
Did you take your wallet?
I taken my wallet. And I had it in the glove compartment on the side.
We all do get some sort of premonition. We just don't listen. We think it's our imagination, and sometimes it can be. But sometimes it's something that, I've had a few that I've aired, with the airport, with losing something. And my dream absolutely happened. And that was, we don't know when it's going to happen. Mine happened a week after my dream, exactly the same situation. But we all, we have that. We're able to do that. We just don't know that we're able to.
But do we focus? That's when you're able to hear it, when you focus?
Well, yes. I can be taught like I am now. I didn't know I was going to come out like with what we're talking about. But once I'm there, I know, because obviously over the years now I'm trained to feel that. But we all can. If you suddenly feel compelled to say something to someone, Aldo used to say to me, if you feel that someone's crossing a road, tell them. I said, but they'll think I'm crazy. He said, if you feel it, we're not obligated, but we should actually say it. If it doesn't happen, great. We don't want to see what happened if we saw it. So we can all do this. We just don't know we can.
Right.
And not every message is a message, but the ones that are usually important ones.
And I feel that when we kind of just stop and relax and not focus on the incident, and we just kind of stay open, right? Don't you feel like you receive more information that way?
Well, yes, because again, now I guess I've trained myself more, but yes, because it's so much chaos going on with our lives, and even with mine, I forget. But if we can just stop and smell the roses, that's what they're actually telling me, and listen to us. I think I brought that up too the other day, right? And we listen, and we have a feeling. It's act on it. If it's a message for someone, if it's something we're meant to do, or we feel, and I've mentioned this many times, that we should turn right, not left, what does it matter if we do it? If nothing happens, that's great. But if we turn left and something happened and we felt we should turn right, we would say, gosh, I felt that. So that, we can't go through life and do this all the time, but we do get our messages. Everybody here, everybody gets the messages.
I think it's a good way. I think Mindy had a good idea that you had talked about, to talk about how to pay attention to the messages. So if they're talking to their loved ones who have passed, and pay attention to the song that's playing on the radio next time you turn it on. Or pay attention to maybe what the person is wearing next to you. Maybe it's a pearl necklace and maybe your husband gave you that. It's those little messages that I think will give them validation, because you talk that you get it, but everyone has their own validation.
That's exactly what I want to do,
Which
Dawn.
I think would be great.
Yes, I can give names, and I will do that if they ask, but it's more important that they're doing it for themselves.
I think that's
My
beautiful.
message is to show people that you can do that. You want me to talk to your husband and wife? Okay, but they can do it. So if they open their minds enough, and I talk to people how I believe it works and what's happened to me, they're beginning to learn. And I think that's really important, especially for older people, for anybody. But as they're
She's
getting...
so funny. She's their age. Friends for older people.
I think it's refreshing to hear somebody actually give you options and guidance. And it went a whole lot better than I would ever have anticipated. It really went down, which now leaves, because you're going to be doing the next one. When is the
in
next?
October. I was going to do one in September, but I'm going to leave it to October now. Yes, I think October the 8th, at a really nice place too. I'm looking forward. Well, they're all nice places and they're all nice people, but she held back apparently, not this month. She wanted more people to be there because it'll be more into the season.
Right.
But
Yes.
I feel comfortable doing it. It's no different to what I do here. And I've got more...
No, it's a little bit different.
Well,
I mean, you
because
got
there's
a
more
stage,
audience,
you got
and I'm on the
audience.
stage. But what I actually do is the same. That's what I really
And you
meant
got to
say.
hold your mic correctly so they can hear you.
Yeah, I know.
And they're a little older, so you have to shout a little
They
bit
also
louder.
have to put their hands up, because I'm talking over there, and it could be somebody over there that's talking to me. I like to look at the person when I'm talking, so I realize I have to tell them to raise their hand when they have a question. I didn't, it's not new because I've done many workshops, but actually on the stages, it's nice. Well, I was
But
on
I'm
the stage
wondering if
here.
there's another way. Maybe it's worth investing in her own PA system where she can actually wear the mic, or wear the mic, and it just comes through a speaker.
Right.
I know they exist. Just a small price point for you might be worth the investment, because then you're not holding the mic. You're not worried about can you hear? Because
Well, I use my
need to hear
hands a
you.
lot, and
Right.
actually Steve pointed that out, because I don't realize, which I am now, and I can still do it with my hand, but if I'm putting my hand there, they're not going to hear me.
Because I don't think our system is equipped for it, but they make like a karaoke system where you can get the headset.
Do I have to
or,
put something
or
in my
lavalier.
hair?
I don't know. We have to look at the different
Yeah,
systems,
yeah.
but I think, and you just bring that, just like JC plays.
Yeah, but
something.
it all depends on the arrangement of the deal.
Because she really just needs a speaker
Well,
to be able to hear her.
It's not just a speaker. Those arrangements have to be put together. But I understand what you're saying. That is available.
Well, I could hear them. They spoke into I'm not really
Right, so it
conscious
needs
of
a
what-
two-mic act. I mean, there's a technical side of things that we'll look into with you, but
Right,
yes, I
yes,
agree. You
yeah.
need something that
And
frees
all
up
I
your
need them
hands.
to, if they're not coming up to the stage, which I don't expect them to do, they need to put their hand up so I know exactly who I'm talking to.
But you did a great job. The banner looked beautiful.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And I think teaching them the next time to start opening the conversation of how to find your own messages.
Right.
Maybe that's your theme of how to create. And
Exactly.
then putting a flyer together of who you are, how they find you,
Yeah.
how to find your book, so they can take it and then maybe order the book online.
And in their own time, but at least I've opened up their mind enough to know that, they can talk to their loved ones. They can get the same messages as me. It may not happen all at once, but it is available. It's available, really. That's the word. It's available.
Absolutely.
It was an educational piece, which I thought was really. I mean, I went to school on it
Who was that
because
sitting in the lobby?
I was watching things. I don't know.
Michael, who's sitting behind you in the lobby? A gentleman I don't recognize from far away. We should maybe take a commercial break and see who's here.
Okay.
All right, tune in to
Ooh,
I'm
they've
just looking to
appeared.
see. I'm like,
They've appeared.
Right? But Sally, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk to Jay Harmon, see what's happening for today's show inside the mind of an artist or the man or the Y chromosome or wherever you want to take it. More to come. We'll be right back.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher service today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
The owners of Amp Media Productions and the Brooklyn Cafe show, Don and Freddie S., are excited to announce the launch of its new nonprofit educational charity, the Amp Media Futures Foundation. This foundation gives college students the tools that they need by providing them hands-on learning experiences in business, marketing, communication, and media creation. To donate or volunteer, contact AMP2 Media Productions by email at info@ampfutures.org.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
My mother told me, son, I'm going to find you a woman. Just be patient, and she'll appear. One of a kind and extremely rare. She'll be a lot like you, and a woman that's true. And she closed her eyes as she said, goodbye. My mother died peacefully, knowing I'd find you eventually. She'd be proud to see my arms around you. There's nothing like being in love, romancing under the stars above. There's nothing like holding hands, strolling along when I reach for your hand. Chills run up and down my spine, making me know you're mine, oh mine. I wake up to hear your voice. I go to sleep to hold you tight. Heart melts when you say hello. Kiss my lips and I lose control. There's nothing like being in love, romancing under the stars above. There's nothing like holding hands, strolling along a beach of white sand. Now you got me swimming in a pool of love, and you got me floating on a cloud above. Run your fingers through my wavy hair, making me feel strong as a grizzly bear. Nothing on earth I wouldn't do. I'm so in love with you, how could I lose? There's nothing like being in love, romancing under the stars above. There's nothing like holding hands, strolling along a beach of white sand. There's nothing like being in love, romancing under the stars above. There's nothing like holding hands, strolling along a beach of white sand. I'm more the praying to God I'd find you one day. Now you're here, don't go away. Strolling along a beach of white sand. There's nothing like being in love.
Kid kills me.
And we're back.
Baxton. Me and spelling, and I am not like the best speller in the world, but there's certain things just pop in my brain. Anyway, we found out who was in the lobby, and that was Vic Canellis, Vic Latino of True Oldies South Florida. The only true radio station that you can see.
That's good.
I like
well,
that.
You're in an all high mode here.
Because I got my 90% sleep score. I slept last night. I got my foot warmer, my bed cooler. I get to put the bed where I want it, the right positioning, all of that stuff. How many pillows I want.
You're
and
not
sleep.
alone. I do exactly the same. I got up 3 times to straighten the bed out and put my pillow correct and all by myself.
Do not encourage her.
Do you have a king size bed?
Yes.
Oh.
And I
Yeah, but-
sleep right at the,
But
I sleep
they have numbers now, so he sleeps in one thing and she sleeps in
Yes,
another.
That's what I
this
want.
New sleep number bed. So
Yes.
And then you get a score.
You get a
It tells
score.
you-
And it's adjustable too, right? Yeah. I told my husband that's what I want. I want to, yeah.
I've been keeping mine flat. I didn't want to mess with too many elements at one time. My old pillow flat, but the temperature, I got to tell you, is pretty nice.
Why?
Because I can warm my feet and then at night when I go to sleep and then cool my body down as I'm sleeping. Because it changes. Like my feet are cold, my body's hot. It's a whole situation.
We're living in the future.
It's a whole situation.
Anyway.
Apparently it lights up if you get out of bed. I don't know. I don't get out of bed. Neither do you.
It lights up.
So apparently there's like a light underneath the bed. I haven't seen it because I don't get out of bed in the middle of the night. But
like
yeah,
a night light.
apparently, so you don't like stub your toe. I guess
A
getting back
glow
into
in the
bed.
dark bed. Now that I would jump up and down and watch that.
He's thinking bum bum bum.
I know. He's like, what happens
We
if you
talked
do that
about
on
that.
the
How do
back?
you
I don't
score
know.
that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know.
I can't. Where'd you get this bed?
At the store.
At what store?
Sleep Number store.
There's a Sleep Number store?
Yes.
Where are they located?
Right on Glades Road near the mall.
Oh, I guess I have to go check it out and jump in there and see if it lights up.
Go check it out. It was one of those things. I'm like, just pick a bed and let's go. And it's great because you get $100 off. And they're not even a sponsor. They should be a sponsor of the show. 100 days you have to try the bed. And if you don't like it, you can return it or change it out.
How
or
can you
whatever it is.
return it because you're getting rid of? They take out the old bed.
Well, then you have to buy a new bed. But yes, if you don't like their bed, I think all bed companies do this. They give you 90 to 100 days to try the pillows and the bed.
What about pillows too?
Pillows too.
What about the frame?
You got to get a new box
Don't they
spring
bring
and
you a
everything.
frame?
Yeah.
They bring it.
So how
They
do we
bring
know
everything.
it's a new bed and never been slept on if they take them back?
I guess by the packaging. I don't know.
Okay.
Did you
Beyond, above my pay grade.
Did you hear the latest when you go to a hotel to see if there are
Bed bugs?
bed bugs? Did you hear how you do it?
No.
So you know they have an iron in the hotel, right? So you heat up the iron very, very hot. You go to one of the corners, all you have to do, and you iron.
Did you do that when you went to the hotel?
Yes, I did. And you iron, and they will come out of the mattress.
Oh my gosh.
And then that's when you have to ex-nay the hotel
Did you really
bed
do
aid.
that?
Yeah.
You know, that happened to me once on a cruise.
Yeah, cruises are full of bed
I
bugs.
woke up full of like all these bumps, and my husband, he's always calm. He's like, it's fine, everything's fine,
It's
don't
not
worry
fun.
about it.
You bring that home.
But the next day, it went away. So was it bed bugs?
No, that was that was
No.
mononucleosis.
What is mononucleosis?
That's a disease that invades your body.
No, that's not what it is. All right, Jay, what do you have coming up today at 2:30 or 3, whatever time we're going today?
Well, today we are going in the inside the artist's mind. We are scheduled to be talking to Michelle Vrishik.
Frickage.
Brickage.
Rickage.
Brickage.
Rickage?
Okay.
Like wreckage with a V.
Okay.
Vickage.
And she's going to be our guest today. And what her specialty is, she works with shamanic. She's a shamanic practitioner. And she does soul coaching and children's empowerment workshops and art therapy. And she seems like she'd be a great guest for our show to find out a little bit about her ideas and what she does and how she
Nice lady.
how she does it. Yeah.
She is a nice
Lovely
lady.
lady. Yeah.
It's going to be a great show.
Lovely lady.
And we're still dry, so we're good.
But that's the test.
That is the test.
Or if it happens again.
If she walks in, it happens again.
I'm leaving. If it happens again, this woman walked in here and the roof started to leak.
But they looked up and there was no water.
But there was
except
no
it
water.
was coming through. It was crazy.
So it must be in the walls or something. So she says that there was a
Spirit?
But she has the power to correct it.
Yes. That's
she has the power to cleanse it.
Cleanse it, correct
Give it an
it.
opportunity to leave.
Yes,
You
so-
can't fix it.
No.
You can only ask it
right.
to leave.
Yes.
So that was interesting. Don't want to go through that again. But anyway, I wanted to ask Jay about 388. When we were down there, what kind of vibe did you get? Did you like it? Vic just left here. He says the guys are excited. The guy that gave you the tour for your works.
Oh, it was
says
so
that you-
positive. Everything was great. It was lively. It was not like, you know, the place just didn't. It just came alive, and I thought that the manager was so welcoming, and I guess he's the manager.
Yes.
And he was, you know, he took me around and showed me the areas where they have artwork, and just going around, and he showed us the areas that in the restaurant that used to be open air, and then they closed it off to make it into into the restaurant, and a place where you can put a band, and you can have all kinds of things going on there, and that is not to mention the food, which was just out of this world, and it was great. There, you know, everything there was was just awesome.
Top notch.
The food was delicious, right?
It was. And it's funny because Alicia put a plan together, a blueprint. I said, well, script something out. Let me see what you're thinking. And exactly what she brought is exactly what I had visioned, exactly what the guy told us could be done with the dance floor and everything else. But it at least the idea of what we want to do is very, very
It's
doable.
crazy. We're all on the same page.
Yes, yes.
So we're going to
Absolutely.
have singers, entertainers. We're going to have all sorts of dance floor, a miniature dance floor. And she brought up a good point. We could do a stand up there, and people could take pictures on the flower ball. Well, and then we go to the back to do our segment of what we do, because you can't have the band singing all that noise and still do mic. So whatever you want to do is big enough to separate it into two different arenas. I spoke to this one, and I spoke to Sarah Spiritual, also taking some of the shows there as icons. Remember when we did Sarah Spiritual at Junior's? But we did all the shows before Sarah that day. We were there from 12 o'clock all the way to 10 o'clock at night doing production.
Including ours, yep.
And it was tremendous. It was packed house, except the guy got mad at me. He says, Freddie, they don't leave. I need to turn the tables over there, people
That
waiting.
should have been an indication of what was to come when you entertain, for me.
What does that mean?
People still don't leave. People come, because you know what they told us yesterday?
Yeah.
It's not a show, it's an experience being here. And everyone wants to feel like they have a place to belong, and they want to be part of the experience, which was a huge compliment that he gave us yesterday.
It was.
Which was
Sometimes
really, really nice.
you want to go where everybody knows your name.
Oh gosh, she has everybody singing. You ever go to Orlando and it's the amusement park? Every park you go to, the first thing that comes to your head is the amusement park. Why? Because it's not a ride. It's an experience. It's an adventure. And then I went to Coney Island, and they have it backwards. You can ride the Coney Island Cyclone backwards. Who the hell thought of that? Did you know that?
You know what? But I'm going to tell you and you that when people come in here to the Brooklyn Cafe show or the AM2, whatever you want to say, they say the exact same thing. It's about the experience. It's how they feel when they leave here. What you guys have created, what you formed, what you've built through the years. So I love it that you're extending that to other venues, because the same thing, the same recipe is it creates more and more people to just be a part of something great.
I gotta tell you, I think you told me and some other people were telling me that we should do a series and call Roy to see if we could sell it to Netflix. And then put in between the sets, the blueprints, the back stuff, that studio, because we have so many crazy things that happen in here, a la the rain, that wasn't raining.
Yeah, it wasn't raining when that happened.
So we do a series in here, and then we pinpoint entertainment on the series, whether it's a singer, an artist, a sipping wine thing, a reading, things of that nature. Slip in something that Sally did on Tuesday, you put it in, and it's part of this thing. And you do a series, and you build a dilemma and a conclusion in the series. Like Dawn's shoes missing. What happened to Dawn's shoe? Yeah, I know. But somebody pitched this to me and told me, and I'm sitting there looking at them. Who the hell did it? It wasn't her.
We did a whole segment on Where's Freddie, and best you got is Where's Dawn's shoe.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, that was really not cool.
Me and Cinderella, was hilarious.
That was ugly.
Nate did a great job on that. They had the best
Nate,
time.
that was not nice,
we
Nate.
get to do it again next week. That they found.
Where the hell did they get it? I didn't get rid of this?
You did not get rid of that.
I thought that was Josh.
It looks like Josh.
It was Nathan did that, I think. He did a nice job. And that they did too.
That was, oh my God, that was 3 years ago.
That was back in the day, right?
That was back in the day with you remember that, Jay? Jay, you remember that?
I don't remember the first one, or that one.
All right, I guess we got to wrap this up. You got a meeting here.
Okay.
All right, more to come. Tune in today to Inside the Mind of the Artist with Michelle Brickage, Jay Harmon, and Sally Bernard. And we'll see what else we've got. We're here all night tonight. We've got Gypsy Soul, You and Your Doctor, Making Money with Laura Sanders, and she's back. JC Dreesen live, 7:30 on True Oldies. So if you're in the area, come on down. Be a part of our live studio audience, or just check us out on Amp Media Productions on YouTube or True Oldies Radio. And we will see you. You're going to be away tomorrow, so have a wonderful weekend away. We'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see.
But we'll be here. Bye-bye.
Don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.